Uh, okay. Okay. So I don't know if you've seen my story that I told about this. I said, I know. I said, I entitled this Christmas in July, and everyone's like, I don't get it. Where's the Christmas? But
Yeah.
the story that I told was when I was a little girl, of course, we always went and we cut trees. You know, we always had a live tree. And
Oh,
we did for a long time, probably until I was a freshman in high school, I believe is when we finally used our first fake tree, you know.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then, so when Richard and I first got married, we had a fake tree. But when
Uh,
Caleb was probably about 8, Colin was 4, um, Richard had never had a live tree. It was
oh,
sad. He always had one of them white trees with the ball, these are blue balls on the end of everyone. And so
uh,
we went and actually cut down a fresh tree, and he let Caleb help cut it, and that just started a tradition. We did that for years, and then
uh,
this past year was the first year because Caleb has bought a home. He's my neighbor, but you know he had his own home and stuff, and so you know, live trees are like $90, $100. They're just expensive every year. We could have bought an artificial one much cheaper. And so that's what we actually did. We both went and got a tree. And so it sort of broke my heart because, you know, change is not good. I'm still here. I am. I'm recording and I'm telling all the story. I have to edit all that out. But anyway, but that's the story behind this. All of
yeah,
the trees just reminded me of when, and we never went to a farm. We owned a farm, you know, so we could go on there or, you know, any place else and go find trees easily to cut down. But we
yeah,
had a farm. And so, anyway, that was just sort of the memory behind this. And this was
yeah,
not my original idea, but I obviously know if I see something I think I like, I tweak it uh, to my taste and what I would like to have done with it. So, anyway, so that's why I did this one. And it's a fairly simple painting to do. Let me see if I can get you where you can see me here. It's right here. I may not I may not leave. Let me see if I can just leave that there. I don't know if you can see it or not. So I said it's like I'm limited in space because this is
yeah.
okay. Okay, if I have to, I'll just keep showing it to you. Sometimes I try to print it off to where it's smaller, but
Yeah.
even that's been an issue. So okay, so basically it's just 4 colors. I did red, white, and blue and black. And so I'm going to go ahead and get my paint out. Oops, probably about the size of a nickel or a. Of course, it doesn't take hardly any black.
Oh,
And the kind of blue I used, I have this. Again, I use the multi-surface, and it says this actually. It's almost like they're in a different language. I don't know what kind of language they use to describe their paints,
oh,
um, but it is a multi-surface, just a blue. But it doesn't say what color blue. But I figured this was the closest I could get to the blues of the flag. And like up here, uh, I had done some of the blue and the black together to begin with to make it a little darker. But yeah,
oh,
it's just like a royal blue, I would think is probably the color we're using.
oh, yeah. That's the color I have. Yeah.
Okay, good. That's a good one. I did quite a bit of it just because I know we have. See if I have. white in that without. I need a lot of white. And of course, I got this big mega thing of white that I found. I think I bought that at Walmart for like $9 or $10 or something. And I mean, it's got a lot in it, so that's a good deal. I think I
Yeah.
filled up my little containers out of it probably 3 or 4 times already, and I still have. It's almost full. I've not used hardly any of it.
Yeah.
So there we go with that. Now, what I done, I'm just going to scoot it over there, is I just took a flat brush and my 1 inch flat brush, and I took it in water, and I did not like soak this, but I just went down in water, just dipped it, and I'm just wetting my canvas just a little tiny bit, just to make that paint go just a little bit smoother. And I might have to do it one more time. But again, I don't want this like soaking wet where it's runny, but it just helps that paint to go just a little bit smoother on there.
Oh,
And that's all I'm doing. I mean, I'm just brushing it on there. Just to, okay.
huh?
And what I did, let me do something really quick. Oops, can't do that. Just keep telling me I cannot minimize. Let me do something really, really quick. I don't need to. Okay. So I started with almost like a black up here. Um, let me show you what I done. As you can see, like I got the edges of it was black. And I just barely did just like just a small, like a brush size is all I done. And I'm just going to go in there and I'm going to just pick up black.
Okay.
And first thing I'm going to do is just right here at the top. I'm just going to go ahead and get that side or that in there. You can see what I'm doing. Sometimes I paint. I forget to do my sides, and of course these are the kind of canvases that you don't need a frame with. So I end up having to go back and try to match colors as I go. I'm like, no, if I don't do it then, I don't. Okay, and then just that one like swoop, really, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna just try to go across. And again, you see, like with mine, this canvas is still really, really dry. And if it doesn't want to take I don't go back into water. Like I said, I do use this floating medium. It is just, you can buy it in little tiny bottles, but I think this is only like maybe $4 at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or someplace. But instead of going into water, and it could be like a lot of times whether or not your paint's going to flow has a lot to do with the weather too. If the humidity and stuff's real high, sometimes it'll gunk up on you really easy because it's water based. But that's all I'm doing is I just, if I go into the floating medium, look, I just go tipping. I don't put a lot in there, but it's almost like it just makes it, the floating medium, of course, is like the fluff that's in paint to begin with. All of the paint has it in there. And depending on how much you use, sometimes will depend on how quick your paint dries as well. Like when uh, I used to do big old murals, I didn't want that paint to dry on me too fast, so I would have to use a sort of like a medium and stuff to do that too. So I'm not really going to clean this brush.
Yeah.
I'm going to go right here into blue. And I'm just
Oops,
going to,
I thought I lost you.
I said I'm going to go into blue. I did, but I
Oh,
did, I did go into blue after that. But if you can see, I actually went over that with the red and the white as well. But I'm just going to sort of mix that right up here at the top even to where it's
oh,
just going to go straight across. And I'm going to keep going down with this. And I'm going, there's my phone. Can you hear that?
no, I don't
Okay,
hear
good.
it.
Because Zoom has actually got a a Zoom canceling thing on it, or like a noise canceling thing. So I'm just going to keep going down here, and I will be getting lighter as I go.
Oh,
Let's make for sure that, yeah, I haven't seen anybody else wanting in. Yeah, I just want to keep getting. I'm doing these sides as I go. And again, it's just like it's a, picked up more black and black. And remember, I hardly ever go into water unless I just have to. So I picked up black by mistake. I just went through here and just wiped off my brush with a paper towel.
oh,
And as I went further down, I kept
uh,
getting a little lighter. And sometimes I'd have to put like some, just sort of mix it with a little bit of white just
uh,
to start getting it a little bit lighter as it goes down. I just went ahead, like this is basically just the background that's going to be the sky and stuff. And then I went through and then I actually painted the stripes in after I got this
oh,
background painted. And we could have done this probably with a sponge, would have been quicker. And I am getting lighter as we go down.
oh,
So, I'm just trying to mix it all in to where it doesn't look like it's such a just stripes right now in the background.
uh,
And I'm going all the way here to the sides and just trying to go ahead and get the sides as I go. Okay. So have you been painting, Miss Carolyn?
oh no, I haven't for a while.
I hate that for you because I know sometimes when you got someone to paint with, it just creates some momentum on, to
Uh,
where you feel like doing stuff.
it
But
does.
can you believe, oh my gosh, we were talking about this, how quickly this year has zipped by. And I said, we're getting ready to be in August tomorrow. That's
Already.
crazy to me. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
So, of course, we'll have to do some fall projects and some Christmas projects and need to do it early enough to where if we want to do cards or whatever, I might do another Christmas workshop. Would that be fun?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And again, I'm just going all the way down. Oops, I got that pretty dark. And I'm just picking up the white as I go, just to make it a lighter blue down here. I don't know if you can see, which I mean, like I said, I end up going down. But if you can see in behind the trees, you can see
Uh-huh.
like it looks like there's sky, all the way behind the trees. And I did
Yeah,
lighten it up. If you notice how, let me show you how dark this is compared to
uh,
down here, it's a lot lighter.
yeah, I can
Okay,
see.
that's what I'm trying to do. Just create that sort of and like I said, I went in and put the dark stripes and stuff in anyway. But this is just a base color, just a base to get it covered. And like I said, we could have done this with the sponge, probably been a lot quicker. But this wasn't really I mean, it didn't really take me that long to get it done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go all the way down with it. Like I said, all this is going to be covered anyway. It'll be black.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, we could have stopped right there if you wanted to. I just went all the way down with it because, okay, make sure I get the sides. Like I said, all this over here is going to be black, but I'll just go ahead and do go flip that around real quick where I can get the top of it. Okay. If I'm going too fast, which right here, you pretty well, yeah, you know what
You
to do.
just always have to use the replay to
Bless your heart.
because I'm slow at moving and
Yes.
oh yeah.
So, how have you been? How has your health been, Carolyn?
Well, I'm not um I'm not walking anymore because of my shoulder. Uh
Mhm. Now, do you have a good chiropractor you go to?
no, I can't go to one because of the deterioration of my neck and back and yeah,
Yeah.
it's recommended. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a chiropractor I have found that I absolutely love to watch. His name is Dr. Alex Tuvio. And I'm
Uh-huh.
telling you, that man, he is anointed. He is a Christian man, and
Uh,
God gives him insight as to what and how to like crack people and stuff like that, their back. But
yeah.
he is actually, he was in Houston and he's so booked up that, I mean, people, it takes them a while to get an appointment and stuff. But I'm
Uh,
telling you, the man, he just relies on the Holy Spirit to show him like
uh-huh.
what to do with these people. Many of them come in there with curvature spines and everything else. And, they were told by other chiropractors that they couldn't crack them or they couldn't deal like that. But he listens and they go out there. Some of them, have basically been disabled for years and years. And they walk out there like they're brand new. They could not believe, how good and stuff they feel.
Yeah.
I said, I'd love to go to him, but from what I understand, it takes about 9 months or so to even get an appointment because he's got two other chiropractors in there he's trained. But everyone loves Dr. Tubio, and he's a little tiny guy. He's really sweet. He and his wife just had, they have a little 2-year-old, and then the last videos I watched, he said she was pregnant again with their second one. So, okay. So, okay. Am I way ahead of you?
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
So, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into straight red right here. And I'm going to start right up here at the top. Now, like I said, this wasn't my original idea, but when the one that I had found that I liked, they didn't do red, white, and blue. They had just put red and blue and white in the sky, but I wanted, if I'm going to make it look like a flag, I want it red, white, and blue. So I started with the red, and I probably only went like, I never went all the way to the edge, probably about 2 or 3 inches over. And I did not, this first one, I will do like a red line. But I did not want it just uniform. I wanted it to look like the clouds, And so this may take a little bit just because it's got that black. And I probably went over, I went over that a couple of times. I probably should have just cleaned my brush out too. It probably helped. Let me do that. Clean that. Just really get that black out of there and that blue, those dark colors. But yeah, I did go over it usually a couple times just because it, I am trying to cover up black in this and probably could have just left that area. But again, I just wanted it to look like part of the clouds, And I pretty well went all the way to the end of that, not over here, but here. And then I come back and put some of the darker blue and stuff in there. But I'm just going to leave it right like that. And I just went ahead as I got that red, I just sort of separated like, okay, I'm just figuring probably about a half an inch with each stripe. And so I went ahead and just come down here like I know I'm going to do a white stripe and then I'm going to do a blue stripe. So I'm coming probably about right here and that's probably about maybe I said probably about 1.5 inches right there. And I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to put in another red one. And again, I'm not trying to make that I want it straight across, but I don't want the ends of it straight. I want it sort of jagged, because I want it to look like it was clouds.
Okay.
And I'm not doing it. I mean, even that, if you look at what I've done, it's not all like smooth. It's sort of rough looking, and I left it that way on purpose because I didn't want it just to look like a bunch of stripes. I wanted it to, again, look like it could be the clouds and stuff. And what I done sometimes is I just stood that brush straight up and just sort of tapped some of it in to make it look like that.
Yeah.
Especially right here at the ends of it. Okay. And so I'm just going to continue down and, I'm leaving. I did get a little wider on some of them. So, okay, so that's red, white, and blue, red, white, and blue. And so I'll probably, on this one, pretty much went all the way across. Red, white, and blue. I might go up just a little bit more with that. So anyway, like I said, I sort of just mopped it across there. Again, trying to make some of the, like sort of make some of the waves, like it could be clouds. It wasn't, and whatever's, if it sort of looked odd, when you go to put your other stripes in there, it sort of cleaned it all up.
Uh,
I'm going to go almost all the way to the end on that one, on both sides. And like I said, because we're covering dark colors, I did go over that a couple of times. I want to make for sure that I get that I come over here and get my ends. If it's over there, if it's that far, it is on this side. That not necessarily on this side. I just went ahead and again, it's sort of looks sloppy and messy to begin with. Okay, so then there's red. I'm leaving about another ½ inch for white, another ½ inch for blue. And so right here, really like right at the base, just about where those trees are going to meet, I'm doing another one. And I did go all the way across with that. And I'm sort of just mopping that in. Like I said, I'm not trying to be so perfectly straight because I wanted it to look like, again, look like clouds. Then I'm just sort of tapping some of that in there. But again, I will probably go over it just because, again, we're covering, we're covering colors with that. I don't want it purple. And so, up here, it almost looks like a purple, which is fine because I wanted, the clouds are darker up here. Yeah. And so I'm okay with that. But after that gets good and dry, I'm going to go ahead, since I got all of my reds in, I'm going to go ahead and do the white. I'm cleaning this brush really good so that it's not pink. But of course, this is, it had to have time to dry because if it had not dried, where we put all that blue and black in there, it wouldn't be white. It'd be gray. Yeah. So I'm hoping that it's dry enough. But one thing about it, I mean, the more we layer it, the whiter and stuff, of course, it can get. So I'm going to go right here where this one started. And I'm going to go in just a little bit. Let me see if I can get this without. I'm just sort of walking right where that was at, where it ended. I went across to make like a straight line. And then that way it sort of, and even here, I think I'm going to I'll probably just do half so that I know where to stop. And you can see I picked up that red. Yep, I'm getting red in there. So I'll wipe that off because I don't want pink stripes. I want white stripes.
So is your paint dried on there already from?
Pretty much, like right here. Yeah, it's pretty much dry. Okay. You can see I'm picking up a little bit of it. Like I said, at first it was like a grayish color, And that's
Yeah.
okay. Like I said, I went back over it.
Uh-huh.
I just went back over it, and the more I went over it, the wider it got.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is pretty wide. I mean, I've got wide stripes here compared to really what I did maybe on this one.
Uh-huh.
But you know me, my paintings never look alike. I don't care. It's like the first one seems like your first one's always your best for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that blue because I'm gonna come over here and of course do the brighter blue. Like I've got that dark right now, but I will put this brighter blue in there, and I'm just gonna go right under here to where this white one is or red one is, and I'm gonna put white underneath it. And let me see, yeah. And I'm going to go in on it just a little bit too. Because what I did is I made that like right here in the where the actual stars are. Um,
Uh-huh.
I made it sort of jagged again because I wanted it to look like clouds. I did not want it to, uh, just to look like a straight flag. You can see I
Yeah.
picked up some red there, but I'm going to just keep going. So, I mean, I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing.
Yeah. I can.
Okay. So, again, I'm leaving that jagged. And let me see, I'm going to go about down to right here probably. That really jagged there, not straight at all. Like I said, I'll be going back over these one more time. Seemed to me like, I guess I did do it. And I never, if you notice what I've done, I mean, I didn't even do that like really straight across. I made it fatter in places and everything else, just again, just to make it look like it was clouds rather than just that I went in there and did stripes.
Yeah.
And when I do the blue, I'm going to sort of like layer them in there too. So it's not going to be this blue. It'll be that color just about, but it gets darker as I cover it.
Uh-huh.
So, okay. And come over here to this one. Not pretty well. I think I pretty well went across. But now I'm just sort of laying them in there to where I can tweak them. There will be a blue one. Then there will be just a streak of white. See, right here. No, all the way down, all the way across here. There's going to be white all the way across. I should have just, I should have put that side by side. That way I would have had it exactly the way, as far as the stripes were concerned, right here, but I didn't. Made them wider. And then, of course, there's going to be the blue ones. I'm going to clean my brush so that I can get a real blue, not a bright blue. Yeah, my shoulder's still wanting to try to give me fits. It's on my left side, thank God. So I can, okay, I'm just going to go right in here with the dark or a brighter blue over that black. Okay. Right there. It's going to go right here. All of this right here is going to be a black. I did go back and do more of a black there.
Uh-huh.
I even took that blue while I've got it here in this brush, just right here on the where that white has started, because I wanted it to look like it was again, it was just white in the clouds. And then right in here. Again, you could have done as many of these as you wanted. If you wanted more stripes, you could have just made them skinnier.
Uh-huh.
I got some mixed opinion of this at my Facebook. It was
Okay.
funny. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, some of them was like, sort of odd. I'm like, well, thank God I don't always try to please everybody. Okay, I'm probably going to go all the way across with this one, I think. And then, yeah, one last stripe right through here. Like I said, most of this is not going to show anyway down here because we covered it with trees. So it don't have to be wide. Okay. And so I'm going to come right through here on the sides of every one of these. I got that. I don't know what we could actually come over here and do the dark if we wanted to. I didn't, but we could. Okay. I know that
Yes.
looks floppy right this second. Clean my brush again. Then I'm just going to go back over it. Like I said, when I do that black, it's going to cover up all these rough edges anyway. But I'm just going to go back over those colors. And they get brighter, as you can see, once they dry. Again, I don't want all that just smooth right through there. Yeah, because when you first put it on there, after you do the blue, it looks purple.
Oh,
Which, sometimes I think it's sort of cool because, the song says, what is it, Purple Mountains Majesty. So I don't really mind if it shows up a little bit like a little darker, makes it look like almost like a purple.
yeah.
Okay. Clean it really good. Okay. Then I'm going to go over the white. And if we wanted to, we could have probably started down here with the white just because we know we're going back with the red. And that
Uh-huh.
would be as, as because pretty much this white is probably dried compared to this after I put the red in there. So
Oh,
just
yeah.
so that we don't get no pink in there. But, if you stand that brush up, like if you get that, that sharp chisel edge, like I've taught, to get that really sharp edge, then you can actually just come through here and just run that line right across there. You don't have to worry about it. But again, if it's sky, it could have some pink right in there. I don't really, I'm not a stickler on that. We just don't want it all pink. This is still pretty blue through here.
Uh-huh.
Again, may have to go over it just one more time. I'm just going to let that dry. So this pretty well down here. I'm not really worried about it to try to do much more with it. Of course, I still have to put another layer of uh-oh, white. Again, I think my blue is pretty well dark enough through here, but I am going to pick up just a little tiny, like just make a lighter blue, just white,
Uh-huh.
not very much white, but just a little bit lighter blue, because down here, the closer you get, it's sort of like, it's going to be a little bit lighter. And so in places, I'm just going to, I'm just going to every once in a while just sort of brush that and make it look like it's a little lighter. And even in some of this, I just come through here and just like just put a few lines. Again, I still wanted it to look like a cloud.
Yeah.
So even through here, we can do that. But we just don't want, like this is going to be darker anyway. So, okay. And then on the sides, of course, I still did that because I wanted it to look like it was clouds. Like I said, I'm not worried really too much about this because all of this pretty well is going to be covered up. But we wanted it in the background. I picked up way too much white. We did want it in the background because we want it to show through the trees and stuff. Got too much white on it. Yeah, I've not seen anybody else trying to get in.
Uh,
Sometimes chat, it would tell you. It doesn't,
yeah.
it doesn't say anybody's in the waiting room.
Something must have come up.
So you haven't heard from her yourself?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. Well, I hope everything's okay because she acted like she was so excited.
No.
I just picked up that white in there too much. And it's just not, somehow I even picked up red. Deal is, I see. There's like a wad of white paint over here to the side. I don't know where I got that at.
Uh-huh.
Clean, clean, clean. Okay, go right here. Go back over this right here. Okay. Like I said, every once in a while, I put just a little bit of lighter colors in that. I see my camera. What is that? Something's right in the way. Is it my camera shadow on there? Or the, no, it was my paper towel shadowing that. I'm sorry. Can you hear all of the background noise I'm hearing? I hope Rhonda, I've been we've been in Rhonda's tech tea and tips. Rhonda Humphrey.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
anyway, that is a precious, precious meeting. I kid you not. If you really wanted some help with tech and stuff like that,
oh,
it has been really, really good. Um, there's so many of us in there. It's just, I'm telling you, it's Holy Spirit led. It is so good. We've had
great.
wonderful, wonderful meetings. She meets twice a week, and it's free to like to begin with. You can go in free, and sort of a taste and see thing. If you after that, it's only like right now. I think it's $47 a month. But I'm
Uh,
telling you, she has helped women create businesses and everything because she's just good. She is so good,
uh,
and so yeah, I got to put a plug in for her because and I know like all my challenges and everything. Rhonda has been right there by my side. She's my partner in
yeah.
each other, Laverne and Shirley. She's my Shirley, of course. I'm Laverne. And so I got some more blue. I just picked up right here. I'm just going to put some darker in there, even on each side of this. Okay. I still have that blue. Now, over here, I'm going to pick up just a little bit more black. Now, if you see this, I did go with the blue first. And so I'm going to go over here. Well, I had black, don't get me wrong, but um, I I went into blue and I went over
uh,
here and I did some blue right here.
okay.
Okay. And I'm just bringing that all the way down to a certain point. Um, that's probably a good 3 inches where I've got that at. And I'm coming right over here in this white and I'm just doing that black. And I want it jagged. I don't want it a little bit more blue through there. And then basically I come back through here with black and I just sort of covered it up to where it looks like a black sky up here. I think it's probably too much, maybe. And I'm just jagging it. I'm not trying to make it all even or anything like that. Just sort of filling that in. But I'd like to see some of that blue in there as well. So every once in a while, I'm putting in some blue to where it just looks like it's a really, really dark sky through there. Okay. I'm going to go all the way here to the edge again. Okay. And then from here, since I've got this black, actually I'm going to clean my brush because I want this down here. We want it as black as we can get it, dark black.
Uh,
Where it does look like it's like in a area that's not getting any of the sun. Mhm. Okay. And I will fix this right here. That's sort of sloppy on my side. So I'll fix it again. I'll put another layer of white there. But right now I got this black. And I may start with a little bit of medium even in it just to get it to flow a little bit better. And then what I done is I just come down here. I come down here and I went all the way across with black. Like I said, man, it doesn't act like it wants to flow very well on my side. I actually come up probably, like I said, uh, I've come up quite a ways on this, so I may still, um, which once I do my trees, I can come up as high as I want to with my trees. I'm gonna do the ends of this as well. Well, I've got it. I think I need some more black actually. A little bit. It doesn't have to be really smooth because we're gonna put some trees and stuff in there. You on that line, you're not gonna see anything. Down here at the very bottom, I just went across, made it black. Okay. So I'm not even, I started to clean that. I'm not going to. Okay, so I still have this in black. What I did to do these trees, I actually used the same brush, but you don't have to. We can do a smaller brush. It might make it easier. Um, but yeah, I just used the same one. Um, and I just started some ways. I just went, but I'm going to use just because it'll make it easier. I think on you, I'm going to use a smaller brush for that. And I got a small flat brush. Let's see which one I want to use. So I got this is like a number, I think that's a number 10 or 12.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter. I mean, it's usually, yeah, 10 or 12. I'm going to go into water with that first. Again, I always do that to, if I haven't used those brushes, to put a little bit of moisture in there. So basically, I just loaded that up on both sides. Just make sure I get it good and loaded. I come over here, sort of got, like if it's got clumps or whatever, I just come over here to the side of my thing, my palette. Okay, I want to show you what I do here. Just to show this. Okay, so I went over here, started with the sides, and I started just going across. I actually went to the sides first and did the sides, and that way it sort of gave me a focus as to where to start on with the middle. But so I just come over here. Again, I got that all wet down here. But I got that sharp chisel edge, and that's what we want. And I just made like a line here,
Uh-huh.
line to begin with, just to give you some reference. And then I just barely, I just barely touch that. And I just randomly touch it. Just randomly touch it. I don't, I don't try to, and sometimes I don't even put this line all the way through. I just start with the point, and then I just sort of make the tree the way I want it to make. But look, I also leave gaps in that where you can see that it's, there's sky and stuff behind it.
Uh-huh.
Let me show you what I'm talking about. Like if you see in between those branches, you can see the clouds and stuff behind it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
I don't just fill it all in. So then I go over here. I had one other one, like a bigger one. I just don't ever do them evenly across because that's not what nature looks like. And I'm gonna come
right.
like I said, now on this one, you can see I made the stripes smaller, and so they're up
Uh-huh.
a little bit higher. But I mean, it's not going to matter. You can still do the exact same. So I'm just going to draw that line to begin with, and then I just randomly like touch it, and I leave a gap. And I actually I don't, yeah, I just like sort of tap it in there. I'm just leaving gaps. I come all the way down with that. Okay. And you're just
Uh-huh.
going to, and I sort of done like these over here. I did, I sort of wanted it to look almost like a little valley. So I went ahead and I did these the same way. And again, I'm just tapping that in there. I like to tap them rather than like push and drag because they
Uh,
look fluffy. They look like there's a lot of branches and stuff on there. So,
uh-huh.
so I'm just going to go probably do another one here. And I like to start with my point, just like tap it where I got a point, and then I leave that point, and then I come right down beside it or like in front of it, and then I just start tapping that all in.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm just going to continue on. Some of them will be smaller, but we want to make for sure because of the colors behind it that we are
Uh-huh.
definitely loaded with good and black so that you can actually see, that it's pretty dark.
Mm-hmm.
It's not you. And the more you tap, of course, the fuller it's going to get. And we don't want them that full. We want them to where they look like,
I think you can see through them a
yes,
little.
yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. And I did come all the way to the ground on these to where it looked like that's where they come. I did leave openings here where you could see, but down here, I pretty well come, to the ground.
Yeah.
And when I come back to pick up more paint, I've got that sharp chisel edge again when I start to do my points here to where I got a good sharp edge here. And then I just start tapping it in. And I'm twisting that, on each side.
Uh-huh.
And as you can see, it gets lighter as I go down. and I want it to go dark. So I
Uh,
pick up more paint to make for sure that it's good and black by the time it hits the ground area there.
yeah.
Okay. And so again, I'm just making them random sizes, random heights. I did put, I think, one of my largest trees I put right there in the middle. And I come actually pretty high up. I just,
Uh-huh.
I want to just sort of do that one. And if I need to put one beside it, then I will. But just look how simple this would be to do like a winter scene too.
Uh-huh.
You could do just solid like blue or make it a grayish color. And
Uh,
but this would be perfect for like to sprinkle snow on these trees and stuff like that.
yeah.
And actually, I don't know if you can see this or not, but you can see I've splattered all over it. And
Uh-huh.
that could be stars or, it was Christmas in July. So I just splatter those because I got all kinds of splatter over here. And I put it all the way down to where, it could be lightning bugs, it could be anything in the summertime. So that I just thought it was just I liked it. I liked the touch there. I'm gonna make just a little smaller one right here to where there's still trees all the way through there.
Yeah.
Okay. And then maybe I just like to make them all random to where they look like a forest line. They don't look, they don't all show like they're the same size or anything else. So, like I said, here at the very bottom, I do want
Uh,
that all black. So I may end up putting just a few more up through here. Right across here. Just straight line. Okay.
uh-huh.
But like I said, you can see the skyline behind there. But I wanted all this to sort of be in shadow, so where you can't see anything behind it. So
Okay.
So, and then well, I've got that black. Just go back over here just a little bit with this brush I've got. And yeah, I have it pretty gray right there. Okay. We're doing good, girl. It's only 20 after 11. This was a quick little painting. It didn't take me that long to do
Yeah, it is.
it. So, but I'm always going back through here and I'm sort of tweaking this white right here. I just used that same brush again that I just cleaned. So I went right here. I had it a little bit gray where it picked up that blue and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go back over here, make it more white. Right through there. Yeah, it's picking up. It's picking up some of that gray still. Probably needed to clean my water. With all that black, it sort of just overwhelms it, takes over everything.
Yeah.
Trying to clean some of that up just a little bit. But again, I don't want it looking all, I want it to look streaky right through here. I don't want it to all be just one white stripe. And
Yeah.
okay, right through here especially. Okay, clean that. Go back over the red. Oops, went right on down in there. That's okay. That's okay. I'm sort of just tapping some of that in there because I want it to, sort of look like clouds.
Hmm.
Back over here. Okay. I might just do one more layer of blue. If I didn't pick up all that black. Sort of clean up some of these edges here where I just left it sort of. Just keep picking up white. I don't know where in the world I got all that white up in my blue. It might not be too bad right here though. Over here to the side. Yeah, it's like it's still not like that. Some fresh blue. I've got mine mixed in with white over here. So, doesn't want to play good. I guess that wasn't the one I used. Was okay. So looked out. That's all I need. Of course, that wasn't what happened. It squirted out a whole bunch. Go back over this just to make us a little darker up to there, especially up here at the top. Here in the corners, I still want it to. Okay. Okay. So I know I've showed you that I've had I have like a little tiny scruffy brush.
Yeah.
Any kind of like old brush that you have, um, if it's little, like I've got several that would do good for this. This is like a little, like a cheap little angle brush I bought, or any kind of little old brush that you have that can be fluffed up and stuff. That's what this starts with. But I did use an old toothbrush. And you know how we go into water with the old toothbrush. And so I'm going to go into that water. I'm going to wipe some of it off because I don't want it dripping wet. And then I'm going to
Yeah.
go here to this white.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to make like a little sort of tapping some of that off just so it won't be like big clunks.
Yeah.
But you know how I take my finger and I just sort of, I just rub those bristles.
Uh,
And I'm going to do that all the way through this painting. Just because I liked it. Now, if you don't want it that way, you don't have to do it that way at all.
oh,
But, you could just, if again, I sort of wanted this to be like again, it was like a Christmas in July thing. And this could be stars or whatever, it doesn't matter. But you don't even have to do that if you don't want to. It's totally your painting. You can do whatever you want to with it. So
oh,
that's all I did. I did not go crazy with it. And if it's too fat or whatever, I just sort of, if I thought it was too much, especially through here. Again, if it is snowflakes, they're random. Stars are random. Okay, so what I did then is I took my fluffy brush and I don't go into water with this. I just went into to this white, sort of like off to the side, and I just
uh,
tapped some of that in there. And I didn't even load it like really, really thick. Let me show you.
oh,
I mean, it's in there, but you see, it's not on every bristle. It's not real thick. I just sort of tapped it in there on the side.
oh,
Then I just come over here, and I did try to sort of go straight through here, to where, and leave little gaps. And I'm not counting whether there's 50 stars. I just did that to make it look like it could be, a bunch of stars. And I even come out here just a little bit. Okay.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
all I've done with that. Just a little scruffy brush. And that's all I've done. It's just sort of make it look like rows of stars of some kind.
Uh,
Again, totally impression. Just an
uh,
impression. It's not anything legit or like realistic. But it was
uh,
a little thing, and I thought it was sort of cool.
yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, man, it wasn't even 2 hours. We got this painting done, or I did. I'm sure that I went way too fast for you and probably for anyone who's watching. Um, and some of the, uh, like, what's this, like my painting here, if you notice, it's like it, once it dried, it was a lot lighter. It seems like you can see more of the detail of those trees. Right now,
Oh,
it's still black,
yeah.
um, like really wet. And I think after it dries, it'll be the same way. It'll sort of dry with a different, almost like a grayish color, to
Yeah.
show more of the details and stuff. And plus, I had white, like a lot of white down here, where I come down. Notice this was more of a red down here, just where I made. I think I had more stripes. I did. Oh no, I did. I had one, two, three, four. Yeah, I had five layers of stripes. I had five reds.
Oh,
So yeah, one, two, three, four, five. That's down here, and I didn't do that here. I just did four, so I made them wider.
oh,
And
okay.
so, uh, yeah, so that's the difference. I think you just see more light behind them, which I like. I don't mind that, but yeah, it just depends on how many stripes and stuff that you put in, or how wide your stripes are, or whatever, whether or not
Yeah.
you that way or not. And so, yeah, I made for sure that I did all of my. Actually, I'm going to so right here that little flat brush that I have.
Yeah.
I like to do the. I did most of the side here, as you can see, but because that was a tree that was like going all the way around, I want to make for sure that I get those branches over here to where it
Oh, yeah.
just a little bit. Same right here on this side. Now, all I'm doing is just randomly tapping it. I'm not doing I'm not doing that.
Okay.
Okay. Also, too, always, I always encourage you ladies to, you can even date these sometimes if you want to. A lot of people date their paintings, but I'm going into that white or water, I'm sorry. And we'll go over here and have whatever color you wanted. If you want it blue, red, well, I did white just because I think it showed up better. But
Yeah.
I'm just going to go in here and make that little inky puddle. I went into white or water. I come right out here, not in that, and I just make like a little inky puddle. And I roll that script liner. Now I found these on Amazon, I think for like a whole pack of these for, I'm thinking they were like $5.99 or something. But I love these because look, it's got that wide handle where you can hold it like a pencil.
Yeah.
It makes it so much easier. But I've got script liners. And if you guys don't have the kind I've got, I'll show how to do it too, real quick. Like this is a regular script liner that you usually get in a pack of brushes. And I do the same thing with it. I go into water, I come over here and I make a little inky puddle.
Okay.
And as I'm doing that, when I get ready to come out of there, I'm rolling that. I'm really like rolling it in my fingers to make
Yeah.
that sharp. It's like it makes a point on there. Let me see if you can see what I mean. That camera or something. So you can see, you'll see a lot of fluff. But I mean, it just makes that point to where I can come over here right with the point and I can sign it.
Yeah.
But this one here, I mean, it's almost, I mean, it feels like a pencil in your hands. And it's really easy to, you know,
Yeah.
to to write with or to paint with. I like that. Now I could have done these like these trees, like especially like I could have come over here and literally made little stars and used this. But like when I do my flowers and stuff, like when you do extra vines sometimes to fill it in, these are so good for that reason. I like it. When it comes to doing like a snowman, if we was to do the eyes and the nose and stuff, this is perfect for that. And or like to outline some stuff. Like sometimes, we've done like say like flowers or something, or even like butterflies. If you want to do a butterfly and maybe around the edges, do a different color to where you could put like little dots or something on its wings. Again, these are perfect. Or if you've done like some flowers, but you just want to outline them with a different color or white or black, like to make it show up, that's just a perfect brush for that. And I'm pretty sure I got like 3 of those. I think they might be a different size. I don't know. I've had this for probably 3 or 4 years now, and I've used the heck out of this one. I really have. So,
Yeah.
Any questions, Miss Carolyn?
Not at the moment.
I zipped through this, didn't I? Are you way behind? Did I just go like run off and leave you all together?
Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay because it takes me a while and it's fun. Yeah.
I'm looking here. Sometimes I like this has just got like too much white. I think I'm just go back over here. I'm gonna pick me up just a little bit more black. And right here, I'm going to put one more little branch. I just don't particularly care for that and how it's looking. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes my sons are always saying, Mom, leave it alone. Just leave it alone, Mom. And usually their advice is the best. It is good advice just to leave it alone. I do see one thing I want to do. And I'm going to get over here. I put all that blue there, but right here, I'm going to come back over here and just, again, I've been just trying to, I want this sort of like uneven on the sides. I mean, even right here, just a little bit, just yeah, yeah, I'm done. I'm not going to pick it anymore. So anyway, so I do have recorded it. I will get it up on YouTube um, as soon as possible. My free ones, I usually just go ahead and put on YouTube, and that way you can stop it and go. It also has the speed. If I'm going too fast on YouTube, it's got on the controls on the settings. You can actually slow that way down.
Oh,
Yeah. You want me to show you how to do that real quick? I might be able to show you how. I don't know if I can or not. I don't know if I can share.
oh,
Yeah, let me see. I'll just see if I can share my. Let me see if I can get over here. Let's see if I can put it on YouTube to begin with.
uh,
I'll show you real quick if I can. Help me, Rhonda. Where you at? Let me see. I'll just go to one of my videos. My channel. Have you been seeing the scriptures I've been doing every day?
yeah, I've been seeing those. That's neat.
Well, see, girl, anybody can do that. I just took that picture of my azalea, Lord, probably 5 or 6 years ago,
Oh, yeah.
and I just recorded my sound. It's my real birds and my real chimes, and I just made a little video out of it, and that's what I'm doing. Okay,
Oh,
so okay, I'll just use this last one I did with them. Okay, I'm going to pause that real quick. I'm going to just see if I can share. I don't know whether I can or not. So share, see, share, host tools for share, remove them. Might not be able to. Host tools for share. I might not be able to, but I can actually do just like a little quick clip or something and show you. I can at least show you where the settings are. Let me get out this minute. I'll just I got a little clip here. Hold on just a second. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to do like a screenshot and I will show you this setting. Lord help me. Right there. We do it with the light color. Uh, well, it doesn't want to pretend. It doesn't want to play right. I don't know what to do. Uh, this okay, right here. Yeah, right here. Let me see if I can copy that. Okay, I'm going to try to put this. Okay, right there's a picture of that in the chat. I don't know if you see it or not.
No, I don't.
Okay, okay, that's. I'll just share it with you. Um, but when you go to a video, it looks like a little gear on YouTube. That looks like a little gear, and you
Oh, yeah.
click that gear, and it'll say control speed.
Oh, okay.
And when you click it, it'll have different speeds. You can do slow, faster, whatever to get it done. So anyway, just to let you know that you can speed them up or slow them down. If even when you're playing them, if it's too fast, I know a lot of us just pause it. You can pause it as well, but you can just slow it down as well. So,
Yeah.
all righty, girly, I'm gonna stop the recording.